Hey, today we are going to check out a brand new Illuminate leak, showcase pre-release footage of the Galactic Map, and we'll talk about the latest major order update because we've made a mistake, or at least some of us. We'll talk about that and much more. If at any point you enjoyed the video, consider giving this video a thumbs up by tapping the like button below. We'll start off with the newest Illuminate leak by Tier 5 NPC over at Helldivers 2 Leaks. What we can see here is the actual weapon projectile for the Illuminate. And we also have word that the Illuminate's explosive plasma can be compared to the SG-8 Punisher in terms of the radius. And as of right now, even though it's comparable, the explosive plasma does have a smaller radius. The leaker also mentioned in the post that the other projectile you see here is the plasma bolts, and that can be compared to the sickle projectile in terms of range, not the damage itself. And lastly, we can see that there is the molten plasma projectile that is like the autocannon in terms of projectile and power. So don't expect the Illuminate to be running around with a carbon copy of an autocannon. We're just strictly talking about the projectile and damage. Here's the exact post where Tier 5 NPC goes into detail about this exact leak, where Tier 5 NPC states, "We've got some Illuminate projectiles now. We have the explosive plasma, which are bolts to the equivalent of an SG-8 Punisher, with a smaller radius of 0.95-ish AoE. Plasma bolts, which seem to be similar to the sickle in terms of projectile and range. Finally, molten plasma, which as you can see sets things on fire, which are the equivalent of an autocannon shell in terms of projectile and power." We could speculate these are mob-tied beam plasma bolt linked to smaller trash mobs like Watchers and Observers, explosive plasma linked to semi-bothersome mobs like the Hunters and Striders, and molten plasma being used by elite mobs like the Obelisk. The Illuminate will be packing a lot of heat, and some things can be compared to the weapons we have now if we were to just look at the projectiles and some of the damage alone. Tier 5 NPC continued in this post and gave us more information regarding this leak, and went on to say, "However, do not take into account direct damage, tick, and stack due to possible overstack when porting. Basically, fuse stats with base weapons. These are nothing more than projectile bolts, basically bullets. These are possibly tied to already leaked Illuminate weapons on this subreddit, however, must always be taken with a grain of salt, as they can change at the drop of a hat. If age does so, which is often. Also, this post should be tagged under weapons, however, it appears the tags for the subreddit disappeared for me as of uploading this footage." Well, with this information being said, a lot of you would like to see the Illuminate soon, and I hear you, but I do not believe we'll see this until September or maybe sometime in November. I'd like to know what you think about the Illuminate projectiles as of right now, and do you think we can expect to be ragdolled just as much as the automatons do to us? Let me know your thoughts overall down below in the comments. What we have next is not a leak, but instead is the pre-release screenshot of Helldivers 2's Galactic Map that showcases the divide line between both the automatons and Terminids. I've never seen this before, maybe some of you have. This is quite interesting to me because you have both the bots and the bugs extending all the way out to a point where it almost reaches Super Earth. Can you imagine how incredible this would be and terrifying at the same time? Because claiming all those planets back would take so much work. I also wonder how this would go if it were to happen. Would we fight the automatons and Terminids, or would it just be us all battling it all out? That would be intense. Alright, moving forward, I must debunk the Xbox Gamepass rumors that were mentioned in the previous video. What appears is that on the Xbox site, you can see a placeholder when you searched up Helldivers 2. However, there is some sad news, and I'm sure a lot of us were expecting this. Myself, I just didn't want to face the facts because deep down I would like to see this game on both systems. But anyways, if we look right here at this post by this user who mentions this and said, "For those who want more details, Helldivers 2's tag was created on February 22nd, 2024. This right here, I'm not exactly sure why Xbox would use the tag, maybe to generate traffic on the site. I honestly do not have a clue. Nonetheless, we can put those rumors to the side and, just kind of face the facts, right? Because it appears it means absolutely nothing in the end. We're now going to move along and go over the latest major order that I discussed yesterday because we have a status update. The good news is we liberated one planet, however, It seems like some of us are making a big mistake by following exactly what the major order says. What I mean by that is we need to make sure we do not liberate those planets just yet because we must defend Matar Bay. If we do not do so, the automatons will break through, and for a lack of better words, it will make it a bit difficult. I highly suggest traveling over to Matar Bay. We're almost done defending the planet right now, but we will want to defend it and get it over as soon as possible so we can get back to the major order at hand. Okay, continuing forward, have you noticed the clipboard that's inside of the ship? I wasn't aware of this. A player named Flip Snow created a post and mentioned that the clipboard even has some accident reports such as teleportation accident, door accident, and even a wardrobe malfunction. Sheesh, that must have been a tough day, to be honest. I wonder how long this has been here, and if it has always been like this. And if it has not been like this since the beginning, was the teleportation accident based on the Dark Fluid mission? If you've noticed this since the beginning of the game, let me know down below. With that aside, the CEO answered a question about metals. This player asked Shams Georgiani, the Arrowhead CEO, have you guys considered other uses for metals in HD2? If the cap isn't going to be increased on resources, maybe we could use those static metals to purchase a pre-deployment modifier. Extra eagles, increased damage for X time, increased stealth, etc. And the Arrowhead CEO answered with, yes, we are always looking at more fun ways to expand the late game and use for metals. Hopefully they will consider some of the suggestions here, and I believe it would be great to see a pre-deployment modifiers that help with the missions overall. What I personally would like to see is a way to exchange the metals for unique armor or patterns, considering that's what we use for them anyways. I think samples would be best for those modifiers, or maybe we could create a different currency for purchasing modifiers. However, that might be overwhelming to add another currency when we hardly have any way of using the currency we have now, such as metals and samples. Side note though, I wonder if we as players are expecting too much from a small studio with about 100 plus developers. It feels like we want a lot, but probably will not see half or nearly any of the stuff we would like to see. The previous patches have been mostly about fixing and patching bugs, and there are still a bunch of known issues that must be fixed. So I think at times it might be overwhelming for the developers. I'm not sure how you all feel about that, but that's what I think. And last but not least, if you have not seen my previous video, there was a moderator, or still is a moderator, that went a bit ballistic, I'd say. He gave a user a warning over simply asking for VC, aka voice chat, in the Discord, and he was given a warning again even when he rewrote the whole thing. And he's a member of my Discord, which is surprising. I wasn't expecting that. But he went over there and yeah, that situation went down, and apparently Baskinator has responded to the situation, as you guys know. But we do have an update here because even Shams is now informed about it, but he's confused as why VC is important. Right here, this user says, your Discord is full of power-hungry mods. And then Shams replied with, help explain this to me. VC is voice chat, what's the problem here? So yeah, I believe the CEO should have been given some more context on this. I'm sure he clicked on the link and checked it out. But yeah, that's what's going on. The CEO responded to that issue as well. So hopefully they do figure out something out with the mods. They do go a bit ballistic over there. Again, I'm using that word quite often, ballistic. It just seems like a ballistic barrage. Haha, yeah, so they go a bit crazy over there. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is your Helldivers 2 news. If you guys would like to be featured in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below. The first comment is by Nico Misuka 4453. The ML rewards should start giving samples and super credits cause the medals fill up super fast. The second comment is by Mod Larian 8128. I also got banned from Discord unfairly, but I couldn't care less. It's good to see Baskinator actually doing some good for a change. And last but not least, we have Stark Andre. I'll receive those Xbox players with a huge emote every time. They're surely welcome. These right here are the top 3 comments from the previous video. If you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up by tapping the like button below. And make sure you are subscribed and turn those notifications on. And last but not least, thank you guys so much for checking out the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.